Greetings, Missouri Mid-South Conference. I bring you greetings as we begin this Advent season. And there's much happening in our churches and community and in our world that I believe is the appropriate moment for us to pause and to reflect on the preparation of God's love being birthed in a time and culture of suffering and injustice, oppression, and pain. I want to lift up that in a few days we will be observing World AIDS Day, remembering that only a few years ago some of our UCC churches were the only places that were offering funerals for those who had died of AIDS, and a time and culture in which to have AIDS meant that you were a modern day leper. And so I give thanks for our UCC churches that offered extravagant hospitality. And I remind us that our work and ministry of extravagant hospitality in the area of HIV and AIDS awareness and ministry is not over, because many live with HIV and AIDS. Many suffer, sometimes from the continued isolation, and sometimes because medication and prescriptions are too expensive in order to receive proper medication. I also remind us that there is still much work and ministry and hospitality to offer to all who live with HIV and AIDS. I also want to lift up that we are in a time right now in our southern border, shared with Mexico, when our country is acting immoral. I try not to be political on my video because I want to respect everyone and where everyone is. And yet, in this Advent season, of all times, I cannot hear the story of the birth of Jesus and hear the story of the baby Jesus and his parents fleeing the danger of a political leader who is threatening to kill and is killing male babies. In many ways, they were the asylum seekers. And so I offer to us this reminder that this is not political. It is our gospel mandate of offering that extravagant hospitality to all, just as Jesus' own family was given hospitality. The Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2, states, "Now after they had left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, 'Get up, take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him.' Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night, and went to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod." My friends, this is a time where what we proclaim as extravagant hospitality is for us this day what we must proclaim in the town square, on Sunday mornings, in our families, and wherever we are, that those who are fleeing danger are doing so with a mandate of extravagant hospitality of God's love. And we, from our very Gospels and sacred texts, have the mandate to offer love, God's love, to all. I also want to honor that our mandate of extravagant hospitality and offering God's love of all is unique for many of us in our communities, whether we are in rural areas, whether we are in urban or suburban areas. The United Church of Christ and our Missouri Mid-South Conference churches are unique in our communities of standing with those who are abandoned and forgotten and isolated off, whether they live with HIV and AIDS, whether they are asylum seekers coming in. In this moment, we as the United Church of Christ have a mandate of extravagant hospitality. And so this is Giving Tuesday, and I invite you to consider giving to Friends of the Conference, where 100% of Friends of the Conference stays in the Missouri Mid-South Conference so that we can continue to offer support and resources to all of our churches in this time of your living out extravagant hospitality in this way. Finally, with all of this that I have shared, this extravagant hospitality, I celebrate that you and I are celebrating our 3rd anniversary as ministers together in conference ministry. Woohoo! It has been, on some days, very exciting and beautiful and joyful, and on some days, very painful and sad and difficult. But what I appreciate about our ministry together is that you show up and I show up, and we are committed to doing ministry and providing that extravagant hospitality to those in our communities, in our world, in our nation, in the United Church of Christ, and far beyond, where God's image is present. You and I are committed to being there. So thank you for these 3 years, and I look forward to many years beyond. What a joyful time it is to be in preparation of God's love being born among us. This is the day our Creator has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, this day and forevermore. Amen.